Okay, it's just before 6 today. Lord got me up at 4. Was it 4? Yeah, I think it was about 4. So I've been up for a little bit. Um, Thoughts for the day. Initially, it's like, okay, I think I woke up today with a little bit more optimism, just for the day. I think I had not felt that in the last few days, but I'm kind of feeling that again, just kind of, expectation for um, just wanting to meet up with the Lord, and again going back to Lamentations 3, where the Lord's mercies are new every morning. So I'm just feeling that again, sensing that again. Let's see. So, um, as my norm, so the Lord has me take out the trash, right? So the little trash. So every day He has me take out the trash. And then there's also this. He's also asked me to purge, like kind of like 10 things. Today it was 7. So I think it's not so much the number, but that's this kind of Lord's giving me kind of this, idea of, hey, I just want you to get in this routine of purging every day. So throwing out the trash, purging, just getting rid of stuff, kind of like cleaning out or making space. Yes, I think that's it. So I think the Lord keeps highlighting for me. I want you to make a space. I want you to clear space, and then kind of I'm clearing space for more of Him. So yeah, so I'm just doing that every day. Also did a couple, walkabouts with the Lord, walking, talking, praying, seeking, and just asking, hey, what's going on today? What do you want to reveal to me? Those kind of things. And kind of the theme for the day is just kind of maybe the Lord's providing me His perspective of. Um, so what's happening is He's just pleased that I'm responding to His call, and so right now the call is, wake up every morning, seek Him, dwell with Him, abide with Him, connect with Him, walk with Him, do what I feel like He's asking me to do, and so I've been doing that. So I feel like He's just saying, "Good job, keep it up, keep doing what I'm asking you to do, and keep moving forward." I think in the past I might have wanted to know, okay, where are we going? What is this unto? And I think, or my sense right now with the Lord, especially, is that He's just saying, look, you're in process, right? You're in the middle, or you're just in process. So keep pressing in, keep dwelling, connecting, keep your alignment with me, keep seeking me, keep doing what I'm asking you to do. And in that, there is movement, right? So I might not see it, I might sense it, and I might not even know, but there is movement, I think, forward or, in some direction. And it's not really for me to know where we're going, but that we are going, and that just to trust in the process. And with the process, it could change, but just just if I wake up every morning and I just wake up with the expectation of seeking Him, dwelling with Him, abiding with Him, and listening for what He's asking me to do in the moment, in the morning, then just continue that. Just make that my lifestyle. So I don't have to necessarily understand what this purging process is for. I don't necessarily have to understand what my revisiting some of my past issues is all about. I don't need to understand why major issues or core issues in my life are being highlighted, and we're kind of dealing with those as we go. But just to keep pressing in, keep trusting in the process, and keep trusting in Him. Um, so there's another sense that I have too about the season, um, especially this morning, and it is that I feel like I'm close, or I'm on the cusp, or I'm on the brink. So like the best that I can describe is it's like I'm close to a breakthrough, or I'm close to some great revelation, or I'm close to something bigger than I can know or understand in the moment. So I just feel like I'm close. Whether that close means tomorrow or next week or next month or the next 30 days, or I don't really know, but it's like I'm just feeling like because of the work that I've put in, especially over the last couple weeks, and that my willingness to keep going forward is that there is movement, there is progress, and just trusting in Him and keep moving and keep going deeper and keep pressing in, and keep responding to His call, whatever that might be. It might not necessarily be about like the purging or the going deeper, or the seeking more of Him or the dwelling with Him, or it's probably the cumulative effect of all of that, plus doing it every day on an ongoing basis, that is leading me more towards where he wants me to be. So, and that's okay. I think before I might want to know, well, where exactly are we going? What exactly are we doing? But now I'm trusting Him, and I'm just keeping the movement, and I'm just keep responding. And it's good too, because the Lord is new, for me. The Lord has been new every morning, right? So it's kind of like a new adventure. So I wake up and it's like, okay, Lord, what's going on today? Where are we going? What are we doing? How what are you asking me? Uh, what's my call today? Um, in some or most cases now, it's to continue on the process. So it seems very similar, but there's also a bit of newness with what He's revealing to me in the process, right? So for the last, I don't know, like 7 days or so, He's highlighted different books, and I've started to read different books, and then just in the day, it's good for me in the morning or for however long I read it, and then I put it down, and then the Lord will highlight another book. So it's not like He's calling me to read all the way through, but it's just, hey, I have this for you today, and just trust in that. And for me, it's just amazing that, again, just the Lord has had this plan, right? So He's asked me to secure resources along the way, whether that's years ago, months ago, weeks ago, or even, recently. Um, but it's for this purpose, for me to partake uh, and receive them now, in this moment. Um, the securing of them last year or years ago or whatever was not, it wasn't for then, but it's for now. It's for my transformation now in the moment. So I'm just kind of awestruck with that, and it's just like this, yeah, just amazed that the Lord has built up this treasure trove for me to draw upon. I also know that there's so much more, right, that I don't know, that I'm not aware of. And revisiting old stuff for me, right, issues that I've dealt with in the past, but I think now going to different levels and ready, willing, and able to continue to press in and press forward is good. Um, and it's like I'm reading things for the first time, or I think I'm revisiting issues, and the way I'm dealing with them are different during this season. Um, and it's good. Again, just all of it is good. The whole thing is good. It's tiring sometimes, but the overall process is, I think He's trying to remake me. He's trying to transform me, and the hard work, or the more that I'm willing to put in, is going to be paid off in my more thorough transformation. So one thing that's been kind of new for me is these audio files or video files that are available on the internet. Things like prayers, things like blessings, things like words from prophets, spiritual leaders, and things. And so I've been reading or sitting under a lot of these more recently, but because of the newness, it's a little bit more challenging for me now to partake of these. Uh, so there's this one. So there's this one prayer or series of prayers that I found on YouTube, um, that I think now is the time for me to sit under, receive, soak in, and dwell in. And it's new and it's good, but it's also very familiar. And these audio prayers are the best that I can share about them in the moment for me is it's kind of helping to loosen the ground or soften the ground, if you will. So if I'm wanting to go deep or deeper into the issues of my life, a lot of times, like, I'll hit like bedrock or, or hard ground that the digging gets a little bit more challenging. But here I feel like, with these audio prayers, there's the loosening or the soaking of the ground where maybe there's kind of like water or holy water or living water that's being poured over me and softening up the ground so that as I go deeper, it becomes a little bit easier process. So kind of like, yeah, softening the ground is the best way that I can describe it. So not just softening the ground, but even it's good in the moment as well. So things are happening too. So I'm receiving healing along the way. So there are different words, phrases, um, in the prayers that are actually ministering to me. Um, Things are kind of falling off of me. Things are being purged in the process. There's a letting go, in my emotions, in my mind, in my spirit. Again, so softening the ground, softening of my heart, softening of trauma areas, purging, letting go of old stuff, hurts, wounds, traumas. Yeah, so in the process, so things are also happening. So it's not like nothing's happening. Things are happening in the moment as I'm soaking and dwelling and receiving under these prayers as well. So it's good, it's restful, and healing. Okay, so I don't know, I'm always amused by the Lord too, or I'm pretty sure He has a sense of humor. Um, so I'm also sitting under Graham Cook. So I mean, he has just this plethora of stuff, and so I clicked on something, and it's kind of just like a daily devotion, and it's odd. Yeah, so it's this one is audio file. So it starts off, and Graham speaking, and it's like talking about that today's the day, and it's like rather than putting things off, it's just hey, maybe the Lord is saying today is the day. And anyway, so that term just really, or the timing and the term of that just really resonated with me because it's like, oh, okay, so I'm feeling that, right? So today's the day. Uh, there's no putting off. It's time to press in, and it's just I'm just choosing to press in and continue seeking the day, right? And so I had like that might not have been a mantra that was on my mind or in my spirit over these last few weeks, but it seems very appropriate. It's like, oh, today's the day, or now is the season. Maybe that's something for me, but they're both speaking the same thing to me. It's like, okay, don't put off. Just keep pressing in, keep going, and every day, just keep doing every day. And so I just feel like that's affirmation for me, or that's confirmation for me. Just thinking, okay, just keep doing, keep going, keep pressing, and keep seeking. Just I'm just recalling yesterday, or some of the events of yesterday, and that was so yesterday there was a global gathering of the saints that was hosted by Georgian Banov and his wife Winnie, and yeah, so a bunch of people were on there. John Carroll Arnott, Sid Roth, Smith Wigglesworth, granddaughter was on there, Jeremy Riddle, others, just people from all around the world. Is really cool. So yeah, so I'm familiar with some of the players, maybe not necessarily all of them, but it's just it was just exciting for me to kind of just hear testimony being shared, some of which I've not heard before, but even just the whole of just the number of global gatherings that are happening on an ongoing basis during the season. And that I can partake of these without cost. I mean, it costs me time, but it's not costing me any money. And it's just very it's enlightening, but it's also kind of illuminating, revelatory. It's kind of exciting for me. I feel like I'm a part of, right? So it's just yeah. So you're just hearing from different people from around the world, and it's just really cool to hear. So everybody's got different perspective, everybody's got different story, everyone's got a different testimony, but to hear kind of a bunch of people sharing, you know, and then how people are connected is just, is wonderful. It's marvelous for me to hear and be a part of, at least to witness. One of the things I am missing is that I think for the last 14 days, something like that, or 10 days, I'm not sure, but there was this, right, so the Perfume of the Nations, it was kind of this global worship where there was kind of a 24/7 going on worship of different worship teams playing every minute of every day for the last 10 days or something, and it was being kind of streamed live, and you would go from one country to another, maybe it's like once an hour or once every half an hour, however long the different sessions were, and it was just continuous, and you could just pop in at any moment, and I just really enjoyed waking up every morning and just partaking of that. So I kind of miss it's not happening anymore, but I mean it's recorded, but it's just kind of not the same. So that being said, there are a number of, it seems like a lot of these spiritual leaders are streaming live, and oftentimes there's worship that precedes messages or impartations or prophetic words or blessings. Um, so there's ongoing stuff, and then and I'm not resonating with all of it, but I'll kind of pop in and check different ones out. So I think every morning is new for me too, as I'm like, oh, okay, well, what is there? What's playing now, or who's on now? Who's live streaming now? Again, just what messages are being imparted, or what happened yesterday? What did I miss yesterday that I can replay today, this morning? So yeah, so there's just a lot going on. Okay, so part of my process um, every day is that I feel like the Lord has asked me to, one, do these recordings. So I'm doing that just out of obedience to Him, and then two, He's asked me to post them, and so I did that. So the last 2 days I posted um, recordings, and today I go to post like day three, and technical difficulties. So not surprising for me because I'm just not, I'm not technically savvy. But it was pretty easy day one. It was pretty easy day two, and here I am trying to do it day three and can't do it. So I don't know. So I gotta, I don't know, see what's happening. Okay, I sensed that the Lord was asking me to kind of walk with Him, so I went out on extended walkabout. And then, so as I was walking and talking and praying, seeking the Lord, so a number of things happened. So it was, so I was kind of asking, okay, what's happening? And then I got this, I don't know, revelation, epiphany, whatever. Just that the Lord reminds me that, okay, what I'm doing is probably bigger than what I know. I'm not trying to make it any bigger than it is, but just recognizing that this is a spiritual battle, right? So I'm not just doing my thing. I mean, I am, but behind this are also involved is there's a spiritual battle going on. Once I got that sense or revelation, I started to plead the shed blood of Jesus over myself, over my process, over just everything, and so I'm just walking and pleading the shed blood of Jesus over anything and everything I could think of, and saying it out loud, speaking it out. So I think that's important. Um, and the walkabout ended up being fairly lengthy, or and but it was good, right? So I just felt like the Lord kept keep going, keep going, keep going, keep articulating, keep speaking it out. Yeah, so felt good about that, and yeah, so again, it's just the recognition that okay, there's more to this, and really it's a spiritual battle more than anything else. And also as I was kind of finishing the walk, I felt like the Lord kind of impressed on me. It's like, okay, you know what you're doing when you do that. And I don't know that it's every time, but or maybe it was just this time. I'm not sure. But it was like you're taking more ground, or even in this process in the season, what's happening is I'm taking more ground. In my life, in my past, as I heal up, as I get more restored, I'm taking more ground, or He's preparing me to take more ground. And as a forerunner, so I tend to go first. I tend to kind of, that's just my call and who the Lord has designed me. So as I go forward, I kind of help make a way for people to come after me, right? So that they don't have to be the pioneers. I'll just say I'm like a pioneer. I make a way, and then others can come and follow after. I'm just doing what the Lord's asking me to do, right? I'm just in the moment, just doing what He's asking me to do. I'm not thinking about being a forerunner. I'm not thinking about, anything other than, what the Lord's asking me to do in the moment, and just responding, just saying yes to Him. Um, that being said, I'm also reminded that, okay, like if I'm saying that, what might be happening is the Lord's preparing me for to increase ministry influence. I'll just say that as a forerunner, so He's doing in me so that I will have greater capacity and greater, um, yeah, just I'll have more of Him in me to do greater things going forward in ministry. So there might be greater healing and restoration for those that I minister to in the future. What the future looks like, I don't know, right? So I'm kind of not worried about that. I'm just laying that down, and I'm just saying, okay, I'm in process. I'm just doing what the Lord's asking me to do every day until He says otherwise, and that this season is going to be however long it's going to be, whether it's weeks, whether it's months, don't know. And He's going to continue to do the work in me, and to stay focused on connecting, abiding, dwelling, and responding, and then at the appointed time, then step into what He's, wherever He's calling me to go or whatever He's calling me to do. Um, so at this point, I'm not necessarily looking or even know what the future looks like as it relates to ministry, or even my life or my call. It's just trusting in the Lord in the process, in the moment. So that being said, my inability as it relates to technology, just praying into that, just speaking the shed blood of Jesus over my process and my desire to walk out and do what the Lord's asking me to do. So Lord, you're calling and asking me to post a video once a day, which I started 2 days ago. And so I decree and declare that I'm responding to your call, and I'm going to do this for as long as you're asking me to do this. And I'm just also decreeing and declaring and proclaiming that you will make a way and you open things up so that what you're asking me to do will be fulfilled to completion.